Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the very beautiful Dover International Speedway. It is NASCAR racing at its finest here on iRacing as the Outcast Racing League back in action here for another Sunday of wild action and wild fun here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to set these drivers loose. Qualifying currently underway as drivers are ready to rumble. They are ready to rock and roll. A few more cars left here to get out onto the racetrack. We do see Al Reed rolling out there as he's going to get stopped there on the track. He's going to get ready to roll back out possibly here and try another attempt at his qualifying run. My boy Kurt Sponsler coming in, showing the love. What's good, Kurt? Kurt coming in with that heart reaction, says, let's go up in the chat. Let's go, Kurt coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Johnny Thunders, my boy Johnny coming in with the share on the broadcast. And James Garland, my boy James coming in, showing the big love with the heart reaction as well. What's good, James? How are you, brother? How are you this evening? We'll see James, we'll see Johnny and Kurt Sponsler all out there on the racetrack here in just a little bit as drivers getting their final bits of qualifying in. Only about a minute left here as you see the Napa Gold Filters number 9 ride. That's Brandon Puffenbarger. He's out there on the racetrack, got a good lap time in right there, jumps into the 6th spot here in the time sheets. Al Reed thinking about trying to go for another roll here. Thinks better of it as the Elite Sim Racing ZZX Digital ride will head back down pit side here, and he's not going to put any attempt, but the 9 ride trying to push her to the limits there. Got very loose at a quarter number 4, and he does get a little quicker on lap number 2. Welcome to the top 5 for Brandon Puffenbarger as Puffenbarger jumps into position number 4 right now, though. Quickest in qualifying and coming in with the like on the stream is Chris Muse. Muse with the quick time here in qualifying. Dylan Carrier coming home there in position number 2. Austin Smith, Puffenbarger, Cameron Combs, our top 5 here in qualifying. Al Reed, Anthony Garland, Alfondo Castillo, they're in 8th, and then Chad Lancaster and Dean Shadesby rounding up the top 10 here in qualifying, and that will be our top 10 for this start of the feature event as Anne-Marie coming in, showing the love as well. Anne-Marie Davis coming in with that heart reaction. How are you, Anne-Marie? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon. As we get ready to set these drivers loose, we get ready to go green flag racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we'll get ready to set these drivers loose in just a few more moments. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a good time, and today's already been a good day. You know, we got out, we hit the links, we did all right. I haven't golfed a whole lot the last couple years, so put on a little bit of weight, not as flexible as I used to be. So some things I got to work on when it comes to hitting the links, that's for certain. But, we played pretty good. We shot under 90, so I'm okay with that. I mean, my boy shot under 80, and I wish I would have been there, but just not quite. We were 85 or 87 or something like that we ended up shooting. Definitely some shots I would have liked back, maybe a little bit more consistency with the driver and putting ourselves in better positioning, and then just trying to relearn my distances on clubs. I feel like the lack of mobility has left me lacking with how far I can hit the golf ball now. I can still drive at 300, but all the other things are a little bit less, so I got to kind of figure out my yardages again for all my wedges and everything else and really work on what I can do with all that. But other than that, man, very, very fun to get back out onto the golf course. We plan on getting some cool golf videos for you guys in the future, kind of get some cool golf content out there on the links, between me and my friends and whoever else we end up playing with, and obviously try to get some other cool stuff out there as well. And the more we can build for sponsorship-wise or anything else, and everything could attest to how big and how beautiful we could make, some pretty crazy content for YouTube and Facebook channels. Your mic sounds a little quiet today. Cameron, I can move it a little closer, or I can turn it up a little bit. one or the other. Let me see. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. We turned it up a little bit. Brought the microphone a little closer to my mouth as Cameron Combs coming in with that heart reaction as well. And my boy Brian coming in, setting it off with that heart reaction as well. How are you, dude? Guy, how are you this evening? Coming in, showing the love here in this one as drivers are ready to rock and roll, and you see that 99 ride starting on the pole. That is Chris Muse starting here in the top spot this evening. He will start from that pole position. He's outside in the 41 ride. That is Dylan Carrier. Then we see the 23 of Austin Smith, Braden Puffenbarger there in row number 2. Cameron Combs, Al Reed, Anthony Garland, Adolfo Castillo, Chad Lancaster, Dean Shasby, our top 10, Mike Killingbeck, James Garland, Wayne Garland, Corey Crowell, Lance Brantlinger, Casey Gross, Kurt Sponsler, Johnny Thunders, Gary Wright, Guy Clements, and Dylan Banks. Rounding out the field here as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as quickly the Fastenal 99 ride out in front. He's looking like he's been shot out of a cannon. The Silver Bullet out there on the racetrack as he's going to lead lap number 1 here at Dover International Speedway. Austin Smith right there in second, quickly jumping up into that second position as Cameron Combs there in third as we see our first caution flag of the day here on lap number 2. So just like the NASCAR race, in real life we see a caution flag early in this one as we saw Denny Hamlin blow up in the real NASCAR race. They're just going across the line on lap number 2, and I do believe we're going to take a look back here, and I do believe Dean Shasby and Corey Crowell going to get a little bent out of shape here. I don't think there was any contact prior to this. I think the 52 may get up into the outside fence here. Yes, he does, and unfortunately for that Sim Racing Dad YouTube machine, comes down the racetrack, collects that 20 right at Corey Crowell. Crowell goes for a skid here as well, but some hard contact there for that number 52 machine, and a tough break there for Corey Crowell as well. Just kind of minded his own business, trying to roll around the bottom side of the racetrack, and he gets clipped, but does a great job here. Looks like he avoids quite a bit of contact that he could have had there. No other cars got into him, and he's able to kind of keep it off the wall there. So good heads-up driving to keep that car in one piece and not get completely destroyed there. A little bit of front left damage, and a little bit of damage to that right rear quarter panel, but other than that, he is ready to keep on rolling out there on the racetrack as we will get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. But I do believe we did see one other driver possibly having some issues. The best music under the sun, Sun Radio number 16 right here of Gary Wright. It shows that Gary also crashed, but I don't know if he actually crashed or what may have happened here to that 16 ride. I don't see anything. Looks like he just gets kind of stopped on the racetrack there. That's just what the overlay was telling me happened, and doesn't look like any contact there for him. A little contact from the 0-3 right there, but other than that, everyone looks to be in shape as the 16 does head down pit side. So we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on the YouTube channel. As we're going to get these drivers ready to rock and roll. We're going to get going here once again. The green flag primed to come back out in the action. Time to get back into it here, and we already saw a very, very quick start there for the 99 rider, Chris Muse. He's going to look to continue that on, but that Sig Sauer Burton number 23 right, the Milwaukee Tools machine, has looked very, very fast himself here. He was right on the back bumper of that Fastenal 99 rod, not really letting him run away on that opening lap. We'll see if he can kind of hang with them, maybe put a little bit of pressure on Chris Muse here throughout this race and not let him really run away with it. But Muse has looked very strong here. He was fast in practice. He was fastest in qualifying, and he's looking to be number 1 here in this feature event as well. But we got a lot of action left to go. We got a couple stage breaks, and we got a lot of racing action. 150 laps, and we're only, what, 4 laps in now onto it. So we're about to finish lap number 5 and go back to green flag racing. So there's still a ton of time and a ton of racing that can happen, and things can go wrong in an instant, things can go right as well out there on the racetrack. And unfortunately, we don't talk a whole lot about what goes right. We talk a lot more about what goes wrong throughout a race for most drivers. So hopefully a little bit more of what's going good, what's working good, and a little less of what's gone wrong for them, as we've already seen some action here in this one, as we do see that green flag flying down through the Geico restart zone and up through the gears. Chris Muse out in front gets a great restart, as here comes Cameron Gomes. Gomes not hanging around, not waiting around. He is quickly driving to the inside, not only the 23, but looking down low on the 99 of Chris Muse. Muse takes that bottom lane away from him, but man, oh man, oh man, Combs is there. He is on the back bumper of that 99 right now. Going to take a look down to the inside, as Muse is going to have to take that high lane. Here comes the slide jump up into the middle lane, and we get a new race leader here at Dover International Speedway. Muse now trying to hold off that hard-charging 23 ride of Austin Smith, but it's all Cameron Gomes up 4 spots early in this race, and he takes that race lead away and leads lap number 7 on the evening. So lap number 7 in the books, and Chris Muse takes that lead away from Cameron Gomes. Takes that lead away from Chris Muse, as Muse still trying to hold on to second here. A great battle brewing, and he watches up the track. Oh, things got tight there. Almost contact. Oh, hang on to it, Muse. Oh, baby, door-to-door fender. Defender action here at the Outcast Racing League, and right now Chris Muse in the thick of it, trying to hang on to that 99 right now. He sees the 81 of Anthony Garland working to his outside, and if he doesn't get a move on here in a quick hurry, Dylan Carrier's right there ready to pounce in the Gamer Subs and number 41 ride. Looks like Muse is going to move up here, clear the 41, and try to hopefully keep him back there at bay, but 81 ride's looking very, very strong here as well. Looking very good early on into the Adolfo Castillo into the wall, down the racetrack, hard into the inside fence. The caution flag is on the racetrack. We spoke too soon, and Adolfo Castillo gets the announcer's curse, and unfortunately, Chad Lancaster getting a piece of that one, as well as the Landon C NSB 02 ride of Lancaster. Just nowhere to go here as clips that 31, helps him a little faster into the inside wall there. That Poultry Shack number 31, it's hurting right now, but he was looking very strong. He looked like he had a very good car. And then right here at the corner number 2, the car just kind of unloads. It travels loose, catches it, tries to catch it, then gets into that outside fence, and he's losing all that momentum trying to get that car checked up. Unfortunately, he's going to get some contact there from the 02 as Lancaster trying to drive around him, but you can see that car all bent out of shape, and then as he makes that contact, the car just shoots down the racetrack. This is a very self-cleaning racetrack, and unfortunately for Lancaster, nowhere to go. Drives into the back end of him there. It spins him around, and even harder into that inside wall. You can see damage on all 4 corners there for that Poultry Shack 31 ride. So a tough break for the Syndicate Motorsports Outcast Racing League ride of Adolfo Castillo. And he'll take that car down pit side and try to get some work done to it and hopefully stay out there and on the lead lap. But definitely not the way he wanted his day to get started, as he's going to roll back out onto the racetrack. We see Gary Wright also down pit side in the 16 ride. Dean Shaseby also down pit road as well. So Shaseby down pit side. Wayne Garland down there. Corey Crowell down pit side. Kurt Sponsler in that number 49 ride. The Elite Sim Racing NOS Energy Machine also down pit road as well. And Dylan Banks never ended up making it out onto the racetrack. But these drivers that are still down pit side, they better get a move on, as our race leaders are about to possibly put them a lap down. They got to keep an eye on that. There goes the 52 ride. Wayne Garland still parked down there. Kurt Sponsler better be hurrying up here, as he may end up a lap down, and I do believe he is probably going to end up a lap down here, as our field is going to go around him, and Kurt unfortunately still parked down pit side, getting that car fixed up, repaired, and trying to get back out there on the racetrack. Doesn't look like too much damage on that car, but nonetheless, down pit side for a little bit too long, and he does go a lap down. So he's going to be hoping for a quick caution flag and hoping that maybe he can get that lucky dog and back onto the lead lap as we will get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here once again. It's already 15 laps done. Our stage breaks are going to be at lap number, let me double check here. It's like lap 35 and lap 70, so 2 35 lap runs here for our stages, and then the final stage will be 80 laps. So that last stage will be 80 laps. So that's going to be wild to watch and see, you know, what drivers are going to be able to do here with those stage breaks. Maybe trying to play some strategy and use it to their advantage here on the evening. Alrighty, down through the Geico restart zone. Cameron Combs once again back onto the lap pedal here. Getting a good run, a good drive down the front straightaway, down through corner one and out of corner number two. He's going to continue to lead us here with not a whole lot of pressure. He's got a few car lengths now between himself and Austin Smith. As Smith trying to hang there with him. Unfortunately, the 23 ride does not being able to keep himself right on the back bumper of that 15 ride. Anthony Garland finds himself now into third here. A good run for the 81 as he's already up 4 spots as well on the racetrack. He finds himself there in third. He's got Dylan Carrier there in position number 4. Chris Muse is now fallen all the way back to the 5th position. So our pole sitter sliding backwards here in this race, and unfortunately already back to position number 5, and he may be at risk of losing more spots. As now up the track, here comes Al Reed down to his inside. Looks like Green is going to make that move and make the pass for position number 5 there over that 99 ride. Mike Killing back there in that 7th position. Chad Lancaster, even with the damage, stinks out on the racetrack, but he gets a little bit more damage as Mike Killing back hard into the inside fence there. No caution flag as of yet. Killing back down low, tons of damage here on the 70 ride. A heartbreaker there for Mike Killingback. Oh man, look at the damage on the Lawrence Tech number 70 machine as we'll take a look back and see what happened here to him. As man, that was some heavy contact. A very tough break there for Killingback. As man, that is a tough break there for that 70 machine, and unfortunately he's going to try to limp it around the racetrack and trying to keep himself from causing a caution flag, which is very commendable to do. As we could see it, that 70 car just come to a stop somewhere on the racetrack and bring a caution out, but he's going to stay with it and keep on rolling, and hopefully going to use that quick repair, get that car fixed back up, and get the backup car on the racetrack and roll right back out there. But right now, it's all this number. Right now, it's all Cameron Combs at the front of the field. As we'll take a look back. Let's see if we can take a look back and see what happened here to Mike Killingback as he had his issues. Let's see if we can play it back just a little bit more. I'm not sure if there was really major contact between these two, but oh, Killingback gets into the wall right there. That's exactly what happened. So Killingback comes up and just gets into the outside fence, and as he does, it kills a lot of momentum. His car checks up the 0-2 of Lancaster again, just nowhere to go. Gets into the back end of him and shoots that 70 ride hard down the racetrack and hard into that inside fence. And then Killingback just trying to keep that car pointed in the right direction. Unfortunately here, there's nothing he can really do except for hang on and enjoy that ride and limp it back around the racetrack. But we do see that car getting quickly repaired, and that number 70 machine is back out there on the racetrack and rolling, unfortunately, all the way back now in the 20th position in that dead last spot on the track. As Cameron Combs out in front, continuing to lead the way, has stretched out his lead now to about 0.6 of a second. Almost 0.7 there for a little bit, but Austin Smith really hasn't let him run too far away with this one. He's about kept the same distance. Dylan Carrier now into position number 3 on the racetrack as Al Reed back in position number 4. Anthony Garland there in 5th with Chris Muse, Lance Brandlinger, Brandon Puffenbarger, Chad Lancaster, and Casey Gross rounding out our top 10. Right now, Lance Brantlinger would be the hard charger of 7 positions from where he started. Started back in the 14th spot, now finds himself in position number 7. And Casey Gross here as well after making that move around the Land and Sea NSB 02 ride. He's going to move Casey Gross up in the 9th, and he's also up 7 spots from where he started with that PeaceMaker Gaming Syndicate Motorsports number 77 ride. James Garland right there behind him is the cool boy, trying to keep on rolling here as he's now worked himself inside the top 10. Dozo Castillo trying to work himself back up there as well after his early accident here on the evening. Finds himself back in the 11th spot. Chad Lancaster, Corey Crowell, Johnny Thunders, Eden Shadesby rounding out our top 15. Then we see Wayne Garland, Gary Wright, Guy Clements. Our top 18, and Kurt Sponsler, the first car, 1 lap down on the racetrack. Mike Dillingbeck, multiple laps down after that contact back in 20th. And Dylan Banks, unfortunately, still off the track here. But it's all Cameron Gomes. So far in this one, it did not take him long to find the front of the field. And once he did, he has not really made any mistakes. He's been just keeping this car pretty clean, pretty perfect out there on the racetrack. And not making any mistakes out there, putting himself into a great position here this evening. As these guys continue to battle out there on the racetrack, putting in some great lap times, having some great fun out there on the track, and that's what it's all about. We do see the lap time slowly but surely starting to dissipate more and more and more. The tire wear is starting to become a bigger factor, and you see as the 15 ride goes up the racetrack, the 23 of Austin Smith reels right back into his back bumper here. So you can't have too many mistakes like that, as if you make those mistakes, you open up that door for the driver behind you. Don't think for a second that they're not going to try to fill that hole. They're going to try to jump in there and make you pay for those mistakes. And it could be as simple as just washing up the racetrack or having to check up for something that may be in front of you. You got to hit your marks lap after lap after lap, or else these guys are going to jump all over the opportunity to take a run, to take a maneuver, to try to figure out a way to get up on top of that wheel and take that spot away from you. Whether it's for 10th or for first place, they're going to take it. They're going to take it. There's no holding back out of the Outcast Racing League drivers. They all push it to the absolute limits, as we do see Corey Crowell up into the 9th spot here as he's made it around to Adolfo Castillo and Johnny Thunders out there on the racetrack. And after taking the green flag pit stop here for the 49 ride, sorry chat, sorry, for the 49 ride at Kurt Sponsler. Kurt coming back down pit side here, and unfortunately that's going to put him multiple laps down now behind the 70 ride of Mike Gillenbeck. Casey Gross also down pit side here. Casey looks like he's found some tough contact with with a wall somewhere on the racetrack. He's that 77 down pit side. He's going to get that thing repaired and back out there onto the track, but some pretty heavy contact and early use of that quick repair for the 77 machine here in this one. Cameron Combs, though, out in front, looking to try to pick up the stage win as the laps click down here. Lap 35 is the end of the stage. So that being said, this number 15 trying to hold off Austin Smith as 15 rider Combs. He's wanting to get that extra playoff point into his back pocket, something he can use for the final rounds, and see if that can help him pick up a championship here in the Outcast Racing League. We're only about halfway in and halfway to go here in the series, but man, oh man, oh man, that 15 ride, even these points needing a good run here this evening after, we had some drivers pick up some big wins early in the series. There's not a whole lot of drivers that are locked in or are going to make sure that they get those extra stage points. Now you see that 23 ride make the move down to his inside, trying to make that pass here. As lap 35 up on the board, they go door to door here. The 15 and the 23 down the back straightaway. A good run, though, out at corner number 2 for Cameron Combs. Goals around that 4th corner, and this will put our first stage into the books. So stage number 1 going to come to a close as there is the stage caution flag. The 15 rider Cameron Combs picking up the win. He's going to earn himself 10 extra points here for the point standings and in extra playoff points extra playoff point when it comes to our championship rounds. As Cameron Gomes out in front, we saw Austin Smith, Dylan Carrier, Chris Muse, Lance Brantlinger of the big run there, Anthony Garland, Brandon Puffenbarger, Al Reed, Corey Crowell, Adolfo Castillo, our top 10 here in this one. As stage number 1 comes to a close, we did see a lot of drivers run into issues. Drivers, unfortunately, not having the best of times out there on the racetrack. We're talking Mike Killingbeck, Casey Gross, Kurt Spawns. They're all having some issues out there on the racetrack, and unfortunately, they all find themselves quite a ways back here in a tough position. And we did see other drivers get contact as well, like that 0-2 ride of Chad Lancaster as the Landon C NSB 0-2 ride. Some pretty extensive front end damage here. He may have to take that car down pit side just to get that thing repaired back up. Maybe throw some duct tape on it, and that should hold it. But now some pretty good work here for that 0-2 ride, as we're going to get a quick word in from our sponsor over at Landon C NSB that you can see on the side of that 0-2 ride. Is a huge shout out to Landon C NSB for jumping on board with us here on the Outcast Racing League. A good look there at all of the products and all that they have to offer there at Land NC NSB. Check them out over on Facebook, or look them up over on YouTube or online as well, and Instagram, as you can see the Land NC Racing sticker there on the back bumper. Find them over on Instagram as well, so make sure you guys go check them out, give them a shout out, and if you guys are in the market for some pretty crazy custom made merchandise, make sure you guys get a hold of Landon C NSB, and they can hook you up with the good stuff, as we're going to get ready for more of the good stuff here in this feature event out there on the racetrack. You did see a lot of drivers come down pit side, so cars getting those fresh tires. They're looking at some good runs. We saw the fall off was pretty extensive here throughout that 35 lap run, even with a couple caution flags. We saw the fall off be pretty extensive, going from, running, 22 8s, 20, 2 9s, 23 second bracket. We saw the fall off, almost a full second there towards the end of that stage. So drivers were really starting to feel the wear of these tires. But that tire wear should get a little bit better the more and more these drivers put the rubber down on the racetrack, continue to run more and more laps. The tire wear should get a little bit better. But you can definitely see that drivers were starting to struggle there at the end of that first stage, as we'll get ready to jump back into action and go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments. we get them stacked up, racked up, and are ready to duke it out here once again at Dover International Speedway. Our race leader, the 15, gonna go down through the Geico restart zone, and Cameron Combs will unleash this field once again. Quickly, the 15 right back onto the loud pedal here as he's looking at trying to jump back out in front and looking to open up maybe a little bit of a lead here over that 23 of Austin Smith. We saw Smith was all over his back bumpers. The 15 goes up the racetrack. Here comes the 23 down to his inside. Door to door, down across the line, and we get a new race leader here at Dover International Speedway. Austin Smith able to jump up, grab that wheel, and take this race lead away from Cameron Combs. Combs now finds himself up on the high side, but gets a great run at a quarter number 2, and he's able to easily clear back down low and in front of the 23 machine. So a close call right there for the 23 and the 15 as they battled for the first spot. Now you see the 41 right at Dylan Carrier getting up, banking it off the outside fence there. That could have been a lot worse than what it was, but he's able to jump up and use that to make a pass. But we do see the caution flag come back out. So the caution flag back into the air here as we'll take a look and see what happened. Looked like Dean Shasby in the 52 ride. We saw this early in the race as well. Looked like he just got off the track here at a corner number 4. Nowhere to go for Casey Gross, and they make contact a couple of times. It's a pretty heavy damage, not only for that 52 ride, but for Casey Gross as well. That is a tough break for both of those drivers, both having pretty decent days, but both already getting tied up in early incidences here, and now getting tied into another one as the Sim Racing Dad YouTube number 52 ride. Just unfortunately, yeah, we saw the exact same thing happen to him earlier coming out of corner number 4. I'm not sure if it's just getting on the throttle maybe a little too soon or just being in that upper lane just kind of gets that car very, very tight and just shoots up the track here. Makes that hard contact with the outside fence just past our restart zone, and as he does, he comes down the racetrack over the nose there of Casey Gross in the Syndicate Motorsports 77 ride. They make a little contact right there as well, and that's going to finish off the front bumper for the 77 machine. Tough breaks out there on the racetrack, but nonetheless, we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and are ready to go back to green flag racing here as the leaders did not want to see that caution flag as Cameron Combs out in front. He was hoping to open up a little bit of a lead there. Dylan Carrier trying to hunt him down. Unfortunately, no prevail before that caution flag. It's MD coming in, showing the love. How are you, MD? Coming in, showing the big love here in this one. MG Omnia. Hopefully I'm saying that. Homnia Kabar coming in with that thumbs up here on the broadcast. I probably absolutely murdered your name. I do apologize. As we do, got the lights still turned on the official iRacing safety car. We will get ready for a quick little interview. Well, let's see if we can get our race leader up here into the broadcast booth. As yeah, let's see if we can get him up here. Here is Cameron Combs. There he is. Hey Cameron, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Cameron, man, you're able to pick up the win there in stage number 1, but so far, already right there behind you, a lot of drivers changing positions, drivers trying to move to the front of the field. What do you got in store for us here for this final stage, and what helped you get through that first stage?
Yeah, you just gotta try to hold track position. This track's like a cheese grater, really shreds the tires, so if we can keep the tires under the thing, I think we got a good shot for the win.
Absolutely. We really saw the fall off in times for laps fall off almost a second or better there in those first 35 laps. Now, does that really come into effect here and gonna mess up possibly strategy runs here when it comes to that 80 laps for that final run?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a strategy race about when everybody wants to choose to pit, but we'll wait and see how it plays out. I think a lot of people saved a set of tires there, so we'll have to see what happens.
Going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out here. Now, we haven't seen already a few caution flags, but we saw yourself go up the racetrack here a couple times and almost cost you the lead here on the restart down through 3 and 4. We saw you go up the track. 23 was able to get underneath you there, lead a lap but you're able to get it back there through 1 and 2. What's the issue there? Just, getting in a little bit too hot, maybe not getting onto the binders quick enough to kind of check up the rotate around the corners, or is it just, the tires and the aero of these cars maybe just making you push up the racetrack here and there?
Well, one of it's I'm trying just to look around to find a little bit of speed to help give me an advantage, and some of it's a little bit of the tire, but when the tires start falling off, the car starts getting tight, so you want to try to find a good way to get off of 2 and 4, so just trying to search around for a little bit of extra grip.
Absolutely. Well, we've seen it work out in quarter number 1 and 2, not as much in 3 and 4 there, but we look forward to seeing how this all plays out. Maybe we'll see you back up here in the booth after the end of this second stage.
Hopefully. Thanks, Aaron.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your racing. Good luck out there.
Yeah, thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Cameron Combs, our first stage winner of the evening and our current race leader on the racetrack. Is Cameron going to look to hit this restart and try to keep that number 15 ride out in front here? But he's got a lot of fast cats all around him, a lot of very good drivers looking to try to knock him off this top spot. He's got that 41 right at Dylan Carrier there to his outside. Austin Smith right on his back bumper. Brandon Puffenbarger's worked himself back up into 4th on the racetrack as we are back to green flag racing. Is down through that Geico restart zone. The 15 right gets a great launch quickly. Trying to open up a little bit of a lead here as door to door back there for position number 2. It's exactly what Cameron kind of wants to see. He wants to see them duke it out back there behind him and let him get a little bit of breathing room here, especially early on, but he goes up the track just ever so slightly. Here comes that 41 ride as Dylan Carrier getting a great run. Quickly drives down to the inside. Now, I don't know if this 41 has fresh tires on his car or not, but nonetheless, he is fast here in the start of this second stage quickly. Getting that 41 ride to the front of the field. Cameron Combs back to second as we get a new race leader here at Dover International Speedway. It is Dylan Carrier out in front as Cameron Combs now trails there in second. You see Austin Smith, Al Reed. Chris our top 5 here. Bull Sitter still back, hanging on to position number 5. Adolfo Castillo got tied up in the first yellow of the evening. He's there in position number 6, looking to try to work himself inside the top 5 as he gets a big run. As unfortunately for Austin Smith, had to check up there through 3 and 4, and as he did, he lost a ton of momentum and a ton of positions, and now we see the 15 of Cameron Combs does the exact same thing. Combs also goes up the track, loses a ton of lap time there, and unfortunately, he's going to slide even farther back because now the 23 ride Smith is going to roll around him here as well, so maybe a little bit of strategy though. End of that 15 ride, maybe a little strategy of some of these other drivers trying to save tire, or maybe trying to save an extra set where 41 may have put that extra set on already, and he's trying to use it to his advantage right now as he's into a 2-second lead now between himself and Al Reed. Adolfo Castillo there in 3rd, then Chris Muse up into position number 4 on the racetrack. Wade Garland there in 5th. Gary Wright up into that 6th position here. He's got a rear view mirror full of Austin Smith. As Smith all over his back bumper. Brandon Puffenbarger now up into the 8th spot as Cameron Combs continues to slide backwards. Now in some more trouble as he's got a couple more fast cats working around him here, and that will move Cameron Combs possibly outside of our top 10. So we got him up here in the booth. He was looking like a hero. Now he's sliding back to 0 out there on the racetrack, but it could be all part of the bigger picture here. The strategy for the 15 ride could be on compared to everybody else. He may have to be a little careful here as that 0-2 ride's been kind of all around the action here this evening. Got tied up in a couple incidences already, none of his fault, but definitely a car that you want to try to avoid right now. Is usually something bad going around on that 0-2 ride of Chad Lancaster. It's Corey Crowell, Lancaster up inside the top 10. Now Cameron Combs all the way back there in the 11th position, as I do believe the 8 ride that just went around him is Lance Brantlinger, who's a couple laps down out there on the racetrack. The Good Wrench number 8 ride, the Bass Pro Shops ride, a couple laps down for Sponsor, also a couple laps down on the racetrack. And I do believe Casey Gross multiple laps down. Mike Killingbeck believe might be back on the lead lap. No, I do believe he is still a lap down as well. So it's indeed Shadesby. James Garland, I do believe, is the last car on the lead lap right now. So very, very interesting here. Very interesting on all the different pit strategies and everything else. Where drivers are on the racetrack. You can see Johnny Thunders. We haven't really seen much of this number 60 ride here this evening, but he's holding strong in that 12th spot on the racetrack. The Shenko Custom Diecast Lead Sim Racing Peacemaker Gaming number 60 ride rolling right there in position number 12 here. Johnny, one of my golf course superintendent life brothers out there on the racetrack. Absolute respect. Love golf course work, man. I love golf course work. Did that for about 6-7 years of being a golf course superintendent, being a golf course grounds crew, and you know, I've done it all. I've done it all when it comes to maintaining golf courses, and a lot of people think it's probably easy work, and they're probably right. A lot of it is fairly easy work, but there's a lot of it behind the scenes that's very, very tough that you gotta do as well. But never always thank your golf course superintendents, and always thank your other golf course crew. You know, the superintendents get a lot of praise. It's a lot of the crew in the background that do a lot of this work as well. So you got to shout those guys out, because they're the guys behind the scenes that put on a lot of the good work here. Johnny Thunders there now in 13th as Anthony Garland has worked himself around him. So the Syndicate Motorsports Outcast Racing League number 81 has worked up into position number 12 here. He's got the number 15 at Cameron Combs right there in front of him as Combs continues to slide backwards here. Strategy for that 15 right, unfortunately, may have worked out in the first stage. Second stage, he may be giving up some points, but in the bigger picture, he may have an extra set of tires for late in this race where that Camaro may come to life, and he may find an extra gear and disappear here. So be interesting to see how that one plays out. Guy Clements back there at 13th as Johnny Thunders back to 14th. James Garland rolling out on the racetrack currently in the 15th position, and now the first car one lap down as our race leader has put that number 37 right at James Garland a lap down. Ian Shadesby, the next car one lap down out there on the racetrack currently in the 16th position. And Mike Killingbeck, Casey Gross, Kurt Sponsler, Lance Grantlinger, and Dylan Banks rounding out the field here. But right now that 41 ride, gotta have those fresh tires on that thing, man, as he is absolutely gone. He's out to a 3.3 second advantage now between himself and Al Reed. Reed there in position number 2, trying to track down that 41 ride. The 31 ride trying to track him down as Adolfo Castillo rebounded from the earlier contact, the earlier carnage that he got tied up in right there across the front straightaway. He's back up into the 3rd position. Chris Muse, our pole sitter, there in position number 4 and looking for more is Wayne Garland, Gary Wright, Chad Lancaster, Brandon Puffenbarger, and Corey Crowell round out our top 9 with Austin Smith back there in the 10th spot. He now has Anthony Garland, next car behind him, but right now he's got a few lap cars between himself and that 81 of Anthony Garland. So a little bit of breathing room here, knowing that their lap down car is back there behind him. Guy Clements currently in the 13th position here. He's got the 49 right at Kurt Sponsler. Unfortunately, Sponsler a few laps down in this one, but the 03, the Airport Auto Air Camaro looking very strong out there on the racetrack here. Up in that 13th spot, staying on the lead lap, has been able to put together some pretty consistent laps out there on the racetrack and looking very, very good here for that 03 machine. That Johnny Thunders rounding out our top 14. Thunders is the last car on the lead lap as James Garland still in that free pass position, but Johnny Thunders also gets past here before the end of the stage. James Garland may be giving up a little bit of extra track position, may end up losing that lucky dog to get himself back onto the lead lap here. The laps are clicking down in a quick hurry, and only a couple more laps before the end of stage number 2 on lap number 70 in the 41 ride of Dylan Carrier, looking to try to pick up stage win number 2 here on the evening. That 41 machine hooked up here in the second stage, and he has been gone. He can cruise home now to a very solid lead. His lead has shrunk, though. It's down to about 2 seconds between himself and Al Reed. Now Chris Muse up into third as Muse has worked himself around Adolfo Castillo. Wayne Garland rounding out our top 5 here on the racetrack with Dylan Carrier looking to try to pick up stage win number 2 on the evening. We'll take this 41 right down to the checkered flag as the gamer sups. Carrier Motorsports, Camaro looking to have himself, or Camry, sorry, looking to have himself a day at the racetrack and down across the line. There you go. That will complete lap number 70, and the yellow flag will be displayed. Stage number 2 is going to go to Dylan Carrier as Carrier picking up the win here in the second stage. Al Reed there in second. Chris Muse, Castillo, Wayne Garland, Gary Wright, Chad Lancaster, Brandon Puffenbarger, Corey Crowell, and Austin Smith rounding out our top 10 there in stage number 2. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll pull in this 41 right. Our winner of stage number 2 here. Let's see if we can get him up into the booth. See if we can find him here on the Discord. I don't know if we have him in the Discord. I think he's definitely in the Discord. I just don't see him in any of the voice channels. Unfortunately, I just don't see him in any of the voice channels. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, well, we were going to pull him in, but maybe we won't pull him in here. Maybe we can see if we can get our second place finisher there in stage number 2. Hey, Al, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Ah, man, Aaron, how are you getting on?
Oh, not too bad, Al. Well, a very solid run here in stage number 2. A very decent run so far on the evening. What do you got to do to that car to maybe get up there a little bit better, a little bit quicker, and see if you can pick up a checkered flag here this evening?
I gotta save tires way more than what I'm doing. That's the truth. I gotta save way more. These guys ahead of me are just a little bit faster, and I'm having the problem just keeping up with them. But look, if I get a top 5, I'll be happy with that. But another news, the F1 is on in Canada today. What's the results, or do you have the results so far for me?
I do not, but if you give me 2 seconds, I can Google it for you. F1, it's just F1 Canada or something.
Yeah, F1 Canadian Grand Prix.
Yes. Take a look here. So it looks like it is over, and it looks like Max Verstappen picked up the win. Big surprise there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, big surprise is right. Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Hey, how are you keeping?
Not too bad, brother. Not too bad. Always, you know, chipper. Always happy. You know, when you get to play video games and watch other people play video games for a living, you live pretty happily.
Living the good life, man. Happy for you, dude.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Well, listen, man, your car looks very, very good out there on the racetrack. Looks very racy, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth before the end of the evening. Good luck and have fun out there.
You too, man. Have a good one. Bye.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give up there our second place finisher in stage number 2. Unfortunately, Dylan Carrier, I don't see him in the Discord, so I couldn't just drag him up here. Or else we would have pulled in our stage 2 winner, but he's not in one of the voice channels, so I can't physically put him in here without him being in here, So we can't get him in but right now, but maybe we'll get him in before the end of the evening, as that number 41 looked very, very fast in stage number 2 and put himself into, winning that first stage, that second stage. So some big moves, some big runs there for that number 41, and we'll have to wait and see if he can continue that momentum forward or what may happen there for the 41 on the evening. But nonetheless, we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for our final stage of the evening. Our final stage about to get underway here for the Outcast Racing League. 80 laps the distance here on this final stage. So that is a lot of laps, a lot of times around the racetrack here 80 laps. We're going to see possibly some green flag pit stops, but if we do see a couple caution flags, we may see, you know, even more drivers having to come down, try some different things, some different pit strategies here. Maybe see if they can put themselves in a position to maybe pick up a win here this evening. It's going to be very interesting, to say the least, on what happens here on the day, and who's going to be able to make it all the way, and who's going to be able to make it a good payday here for themselves. As we will get them ready to rock and roll. For some reason, it's showing me Guy Clements is in the first position right now by like 18 seconds. So I'm not sure if he didn't come down pit side and everyone else did, and I don't know if he just hasn't realized that he's actually became the race leader, or if he still needs to come down pit side. But right now it's scoring that 0-3 ride as our race leader. But here you go, you do see him come down pit side. At least it looks like he's coming down pit side, but the green flag is flying, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Guy Clements still slow down the bottom of corner 4. This is corner 2. It looks like Clements just took his car right off the racetrack there, so I'm not sure what was going on with that one, but the 0-3, Anderson took his car down pit side there. Tough break for him as Dylan Carrier. We'll say thank you to that one, as he won't have to deal with them, and he is able to concede this race lead once again. So the 41 out in front leading the way. Al Reed looking quick though. Here to start of stage number 3 on the evening, as he is right there trying to stay to the back bumper of our race leader here, as see Wayne Garland right there as well in position number 3. A great run so far for the 84 ride of Wayne Garland. Garland looking very fierce out there on the racetrack, and then we see Brandon Puffenbarger, the 9 ride, trying to work himself up inside the top 3. Austin Smith there in 5th. Chris Muse right there behind him. Corey Crowell. Cameron Combs back up into position number 8 here. It'll be interesting to see if some of that pit strategy here for the 15 ride of Cameron Combs will pay off for him here this evening. He does have a little bit of damage on that car. Looks like he may have gotten up into the outside fence there just ever so slightly, and made that a little bit of damage. May have hurt that number 15 ride, but he can make a move around that. Chris Muse, as Muse goes up the racetrack, and you see the 84 of Wayne Garland staying way down the racetrack here. Unfortunately, maybe minimizing his drive off here by staying super low, but now he's door to door with the 99 of Chris Muse as they head down into corner number 1. Local Castillo right there, as well as the 84 going to wash up ever so slightly. The 31 going to try to take a peek down to his inside. This one may get a little tight here, as that 84 ride has been loving that inside lane. Unfortunately, he's going to have to take the middle lane there through 3 and 4, but oh! I thought he was going to get into the wall, and I thought Chad Lancaster was going to have nowhere to go once again. We already saw that twice for the 0-2 ride. I thought we were about to see it happen once again. Luckily enough, did not happen, but it's not over yet. You see the 84 has to get onto the binders there. Very low entry, and he's unfortunately going to fall even farther back in the field, as now Chad Lancaster, John Thunders, Gary Wright have all made their way around him here. And you see Dylan Carrier, though, continuing to lead the way here. Carrier into a 1-second advantage now over Brandon Puffenbarger. Puffenbarger has worked himself up into position number 3 on the racetrack. So Puffenbarger on the move to the front of the field here after a very mild first and second stage on the evening. And then Austin Smith trying to work himself back up to the front. Corey Crowell slowly but surely putting himself into the picture here, as well as the Midwest Motorsports number 20 ride, the Hammerhead Gaming Machine, right there in position at number 4, and looking for more as he works to the outside of that 23 ride. They got Al Reed right there in front of him. Cameron Combs, though, he's trying to work himself back inside the top 5 as the Elite Sim Racing John Deere, Dunder Mifflin Camaro there in that 6th position. Chris Muse back in 7th. Adolfo Castillo there in 8th. Chad Lancaster in the 9th spot with Johnny Thunders rounding out our top 10. Gary Wright back in 11th, getting very loose. They were out at corner number 4, and that will allow Wayne Garland to get back around that 16 machine as Anthony Garland back in that 13th position. Mike Killingbeck back on the lead lap there in 14th, and I do believe James Garland also back on the lead lap here in that 15th position. Dean Shakespeare also on the lead lap here, getting that waiver round last time. And the 52 ride, unfortunately, does have quite a bit of damage still on that ride. May have to try to get that thing repaired before the end of the day. But, man, that is a quite extensive damage here for that 52 ride. He's the last car on the lead lap. Casey Gross, the first car a lap down, still has a ton of damage on the front end of that 77 ride. Kurt Sponsler a couple laps down there in 18th. Lance Brantlinger a few laps down, back in the 19th position. Guy Clements, unfortunately, off the track and has left the building here. He's taking that car right back to the hauler, so not sure what may have happened to Guy Clements there, but a tough break for him. As out in front, Dylan Carrier looking to maybe pick up his first win here in the Outcast Racing League is the Carrier Motorsports. Gamer Sups in number 41 ride, looking very strong out there on the racetrack. And man, he's been fast here ever since that second stage. That 41 ride has been a rocket ship, but have to wait and see how this one all plays out. As you see, Austin Smith, Cameron Combs, Corey Crowell, they're working themselves up inside the top 5 now as Combs back there in the 5th spot. Austin Smith just in front of him. Corey Crowell a little farther forward there in that 3rd spot on the racetrack. And they're hunting down our 2nd place driver, Brandon Puffenbarger, in a quick hurry here as Puffenbarger currently in position number 2. And he's trying to keep it that way, but he's still trying to catch up to that 41 ride. He's got about a 1.2 second advantage right now. Dylan Carrier out in front, looking very fierce, looking very fast here on the evening. As we got about 60 laps left to go in this one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're going to jump into a very quick PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we're going to crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. Woo! Let's crank it up, baby! slides backwards here as well as Dylan Carrier as Carrier gave up the lead to the 9 wide for a couple of laps. Puffinbarger was able to lead a few laps before Austin Smith consumed this race lead, and he finds himself at the front of the pack here. So the 6-hour Burton Milwaukee Tools number 23 out in front, leading the field here is Corey Crowell up into position number 2. We also saw Al Reed joining that fight here as he's looking for a win already. The 9 ride of Brandon Puffinbarger, the 41 right there as well as the 60 ride. Unfortunately for the 60 machine, he is a lap or so down here for Johnny Thunders. We have seen some drivers come down pit side, made some green flag pit stops there, trying to crank it up about a third of the field maybe. Just came down pit road and has gotten some work done to their line, but now we see all these drivers in there on the racetrack, every one of them battling, duking it out here. A lot of it can come down to strategy. Look a little farther back and in 6th position. A little bit of damage on this 15 ride. I thought we would have saw him join these drivers at the front of the field, especially when they're battling door to door. Really thought we'd see Cameron Combs work himself back up to the front, but he's kind of just hanging out here in about this 6th position for majority of this fight, of this run so far. And you know, he hasn't really been making too many moves, so he may be on a bit of a fuel strategy, maybe a little bit of a pit strategy, but I could be wrong. As here you go. I thought maybe he was trying to save some equipment and stay a little longer, but he's coming down pit side, locks up those front tires there, skids in just ever so slightly. Hopefully, no speeding penalties there for that 15 ride. We'll see Al Reed down pit side as well. Adolfo Castillo down pit road. Anthony Garland also headed down pit side as well. So green flag pit stops underway. Dylan Carrier going to come down this time as well. So this is going to make things very interesting. Possibly the final pit stop of the day for drivers as we're getting right down to the nitty-gritty. Michael Smith coming in, show the love. Michael Smith says, let's go, number 23. Cheering on that 23, Ryan Smith out there on the racetrack. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are tuning in for the first time on any of the channels, or if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button for me, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button. If you're watching over on YouTube, you're going to hit that subscribe button. If you're watching over on Facebook or Twitch, make sure you hit that follow button as we continue to grow on every single channel. The 3 rider Al Reed at the pit. It's pit. Same with the 15 rider Cameron Combs as they roll back in onto the racetrack. As my boy Alan Peters. Alan coming in, showing the love as well with the like on the stream. How are you, Mr. Peters? Coming in, showing the love here this evening. Coming in with that thumbs up on the broadcast. It's Chris Muse. Now I'm going to continue this lead as Austin Smith comes down pit side. Brandon Puffinbarger, Corey Crowell all down pit road. Gary Wright going to join them down pit side as well. So everyone except for James Garland and the number 99 of Chris Muse have came down pit side so far. And looks like Muse is going to try to stretch it out a little bit longer, which may hurt him in the short run of things, but in the long run of things, may come into play here as it sees out for another 5-10 laps where drivers are using up their fresh tires and maybe start to have that little bit of a fall off when he comes back onto the racetrack. He's going to be behind where he was, but he may be able to gain that ground up plus some extra. So it'll be interesting to see if that little bit of strategy of pitting a little later is going to help out this 99 ride, or if it may hurt him here. He came in, he was running about the 7th position there before green flag pit stops really started to pick up. So wait and see how this all plays out. We do see the cool boy Outcast Racing League 37 rider James Garland coming down pit side, but it's all Chris Muse right now, and what he could also hope for is a caution flag. If he could get that yellow flag right now, he's got everybody down a lap right now. The first car is technically 1 lap down here. Has already made his pit stop. Is the 23 ride of Austin Smith. So Smith, if that 99 ride does come down pit side, will once again be our race leader. Dylan Carrier will be in position number 2, but right now he runs in that 3rd spot. Brandon Puffinbarger, Al Reed, Corey Crowell, Cameron Combs are top 7 as of right now. Then Adolfo Castillo, Mike Killingback, Anthony Garland, Wayne Garland, Gary Wright, and James Garland. Rounding out our top 13 is Chad Lancaster, the Land and CNSB ride down pit side, and Kurt Sponsler rounding out our top 15 on the day. But Chris Muse playing some strategy here, running a little bit longer than everybody everybody else in this one, and that is going to be very, very interesting. On the pit strategy side of things, can it work out for him? Will he be able to use the extra little bit of laps, the extra bit of fresh tire to his advantage in this race? As there we go, you do see him heading down pit side. So Chris Muse down pit road. Austin Smith gonna have to go around him right here. This will put Austin back onto the lead lap, and a lot of other drivers back onto the lead lap. And then as they come back around, they may be able to put this 99 ride back behind them here, but he may have the fresher tires, so we'll have to wait and see if maybe a strategy call here out of this 99 machine as he's going to roll into his pit box here. I'm not sure what's going on with the I don't know whose thing that is. Look like Michael Jackson sleeping in a bed or something there for one of their pit signs, but Muse is going to get some right-hand side tires. There's the left-hand side tires. He is already sliding outside the top 6. He's rolling back out onto the racetrack here. As he rolls back out, it'll be interesting to see. There goes the 68 ride. Looks like he may be building up enough speed here. They come back out right where he basically was. So he's in about the 7th position as the freshest tires. As here comes Dopo Castillo. We're going to see if he can maybe catch that 99 ride, but as the 99 picking up speed, there you go. So we came in around, you know, as green flag pit stops were starting. He's about that 7th position. He comes out in about that 7th position, but he is about 12 seconds back behind this 20 rider, Corey Crowell, Cameron Gomes, and Al Reed, as they're all in front of him, and he's got a lot of ground to make up to try to catch up to those three and any of the other drivers in the top 5. As out in front, it's Austin Smith. Austin Smith reconcedes his race lead as he goes around the 81 rider, Anthony Garland. That will put Garland as the first car 1 lap down, then gets up and kicks the outside fence there ever so slightly. But Garland now into position number 10 as our first car 1 lap down on the racetrack. He's making on a quick caution flag to maybe give him that wave around to get back onto the lead lap here for the end of the evening. Is Austin Smith out in front, setting a great pace here. Has that 23 ride going the right direction. He has about a 2.6-second advantage between himself and Dylan Carrier. So Carrier back about 2.6 seconds here. Have to make up a lot of ground to try to put himself back towards the front of the field here. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can catch him. Right now, he's not really making up any ground. Both drivers about the same amount here in this, so it's definitely very interesting. As driver's going to be trying to hunt down our race leader. We don't have enough time here. Some great racing action here around the track. Everyone battling hard. Everyone doing a great job here. No caution flags in our final stage. It's a ton of fun. These guys have been putting on a great show for us, and we've had some great racing action. Oh, contact! There's the caution flag, possibly. Both drivers keep it pointed in the right direction. Dylan Carrier in the 84 right of Wayne Garland come together off corner number 4 right there. And some hard contact. That is a very heartbreaking contact right there. Not only for Wayne Garland having a decent run, but also for second place driver Dylan Carrier. But that's exactly what Austin Smith wanted to see. Is that to open up his lead even more. Now out to a 5-second advantage on the racetrack. 5 seconds now between Austin Smith and our second place driver Dylan Carrier. And Dylan may have some pretty extensive right front damage on that 41 ride. So, man, that's going to make things very, very wild here in this one, especially if we see a late race caution flag. What may happen here? And does anyone have extra tires down pit road? Seems to be a very, very huge aspect of this race. Someone has that extra set of tires back behind the wall that they could use. It could be very interesting to see whether or not that'll work out for them or not. It's because any of these drivers can use that to possibly their advantage. But man, oh man, it would be wild if someone did have those fresh tires and they did hit that caution flag. That could actually put them into the best spot possible. But right now, Austin Smith, he is in the best position possible as he's out in front. Dylan Carrier there in second place with Brandon Puffenbarger back in third. This one comes to a close in a quick hurry. Not a whole lot of laps left to go here. 18 laps to go this next time by the start-finish line for Austin Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you guys have been enjoying this racing action, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button right now. And give it up for all these drivers, man. They've been put on a good show for us here today from Dover International Speedway. It's Austin Smith out in front. We do see Brandon Butler making that move around our second place driver. So now Dylan Carrier comes back to position number 3, Cameron Gomes. And Corey Crowell door to door here for position number 4. They got that 41 right there in front of them, trying to hunt him down, trying to work themselves possibly into a podium position here this evening. Now Reed back there in position number 6. Chris Muse back in 7th here. He is still quite a ways back. I thought maybe those extra French tires there, maybe a couple, he was about 3 or 4 laps French tires. And everybody else, I thought maybe he'd make up quite a bit of ground on them, but he made up too much ground on those drivers towards the front of the field. So the strategy didn't cost him anything, but really didn't gain him anything, but was able to lead a few more laps here on the day. But Austin Smith has played his strategy perfectly, and he's got that 23 right out in front and continuing to run away. Is Muffenbarger trying to chase him down, but he's got 7 seconds to try to make up, and he may have some competition come to his back bumper here sooner than what he thinks, as Corey Crowell, Cameron Gomes now up in the 3rd and 4th on the racetrack. Dylan Carrier now back in position number 5 here. Now Reed back there in the 6th position. Chris Muse there in 7th. The Dopo Castillo there in position number 8, and he is the first car 1 lap down as Chris Muse. Last car on the lead lap as Castillo. First car 1 lap down as our race leader. Not too far away from possibly putting Chris Muse a lap down as well. So, man, he's going to be putting down some serious lap time, some serious pace out there on the racetrack, and no one gets quicker than this number 23 ride. And doesn't have the best lap of the day, but still a very quick lap time. We had 5 drivers to break into the 22-second bracket. All 5 of those drivers that broke into the 22 seconds are inside the top 5 right now. So fast drivers find their way to the front of the field, and right now the 5 quickest in the time chart for the evening up inside the top 5. The quickest lap time of the day does belong to Corey Crowell with the quickest lap time on the evening so far with the 22.18. He was only 5/10 quicker than or 5/100ths quicker than our race leader. So it's very, very close racing in comparison to how good their lap times are if they're on the racetrack. But right now, Corey Crowell is the quickest car on the racetrack. The last couple laps around, he's been the only driver inside the top 5 that have broken into the 23-second bracket. So sliding outside of that ever so slightly. Muffenbarger there in 2nd, but still 7 seconds back behind our race leader as Austin Smith is just on cruise control here. Knowing that he has a huge lead and a huge advantage and only 10 laps left to go. Looking to try to pick up this checkered flag and put himself into possibly victory lane as man, some crazy racing action here in this one. It's been a lot of fun. Oh, looked like the 37 right of James Garland may have got up and made a little contact there with the outside fence behind our race leader. It looked like too much damage there for Pool Boy, as he'll be able to keep on rolling out there on the racetrack. It's a good run in that dumb spot. The Garlands all kind of right together. Anthony Garland in 11th, James Garland there in 12th, and Wayne Garland in the 13th position on the racetrack. So they're kind of all together, but Wayne's going to go around. There's the caution flag. Oh, no. Oh, man, it's the announcer's curse. I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, I swear to gosh, it's the announcer's curse. We can't script this. We can't make this up. I'm in a voice chat, not even looking at Discord or anything else. This is not pre-planned. This is just, unfortunately, the announcer's curse here, and the 84 ride of Wayne Garland going to bring out a late race caution flag. Looks like he's going to get up into the outside fence there. Someone put a direct TV satellite right in our way of the shot, but unfortunately, as he comes down the track, he clips the 49 of Kurt Sponsler. A good heads-up move there by the 8 ride to avoid any contact there, as Lance Brandlinger was able to just get around him, but the 84 sliding sideways down the front straightaway right in front of our flagman. He's able to throw that caution flag, and unfortunately there, man, that is just a heartbreaker, not only for Wayne, but a heartbreaker for the rest of the field, and especially for our race leader, as he did not want to see that yellow flag fly. That's going to bring the rest of these guys right back to his rear end, and if any of the drivers that are still on the lead lap, not that extra set tire, seems trying to turn left, that car just keeps on going right. Unfortunately, watches right up into the outside fence, and heavy contact there for him, heavy damage. An unfortunate break there for that number 84. Let's see if we can play it back and see if we get a perspective here from the 8 ride. Let me see if we can find Lance Brantlinger. There's Lance right here. So he's going to drive into this, and he's going to make some moves to help avoid this additional contact here. He seems to happen right in front of him, and luckily enough gets down low, avoids both those cars, and keeps himself out of trouble here. So good move, some good drive there for the 8 ride. Unfortunately, he's still stuck a couple laps down back in the 16th position, but we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing as, oh no, already some pit stops here. Austin Smith coming down pit side. We see Brandon Puffenbarger, Corey Crowell coming back out onto the racetrack, and Local Castillo back onto the track. We do see Cameron Combs still down pit side here in the number 15 ride. Here you go. He's going to roll back out onto the track. So he may have been down pit side a little bit longer, getting some repairs done to that 15 ride, maybe making some adjustments, maybe getting a fresh set of tires onto that 15 ride as well. So drivers were able to save an extra set just for this occasion. They may be in the, they may be in the best position possible. Dylan Carrier in the 41 is going to concede this race lead. Al Reed will be in second position. Chris Muse now into third, but Austin Smith there in fourth. Corey Crowell, Adolfo Castillo, Cameron Combs, our top 7. Brandon Puffenbarger back there in the 8th position. Gary Wright, we believe, is going to be the lucky dog here on the evening, and I do believe maybe able to get that free pass, either him or the 81 of Anthony Garland. One of these drivers is getting a lucky dog wave around here, but we'll have to wait and see how it all settles out, where everyone lines up, and where everyone's going to restart here for the final restart of the evening. And this is a good time for us to get a quick drink and us to get prepared here for a wild finish at Dover International Speedway. Yo, Zachary, Mr. Beach, what's good, my boy? Zach coming in, showing the love, says peace, long time no see, brother. What's good, Zachary? What's good, Zach Attack? How are you, my boy? We're going to be right back, though, after this quick message. As we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. My boy Zach says, I've been very, very good, brother. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. I'm glad that you're doing good. I'm glad that you're enjoying life, my dude, and hopefully everything you're doing it to the best of your extent, the best of your possible ability, and I hope that it's paying off for you, my dude. Is never wishing anything but the best for you, my boy. Is always coming in, showing the love when you can, and hopefully everything is working perfect for you, and hopefully everything is working perfect for these drivers as we get ready to go back to green flag racing, what could be our final restart of the evening. Dylan Carrier, Al Reed on the front row, getting ready for what could be the final restart down through corner number 4. As through the Geico restarts on the 41, gets a good restart down the bottom side. Quickly up through the gears, gets a good launch down into corner number 1. Clears the outside by a couple car lengths, and he's looking to try to open up a lead as quickly as possible to the front of the field. Al Reed trying to hang on and hold off that 23 ride of Austin Smith. As Smith looking for a way to get around him here. Al Reed trying to hold on to second, though. Here comes the 99 of Chris Muse. The 23 into the fence. Around goes Al Reed. Reed goes around. Heavy contact. The caution flag is in the air. Oh, brother, a heartbreaker there for our friend from across the pond, all the way from Ireland here to the USA this evening. And unfortunately, Al Reed goes around. Luckily enough, that car still has all 4 tires on it. He's able to get her back into gear, get her fired back up, and keep on rolling here. He's going to be looking to get some extensive work done. Hopefully trying to get back onto the racetrack, but not only him, the 23 ride heavy damage here as we saw the 23 get a good run trying to take a look to the outside here of that 3 ride to make the pass and trying to get around him. Unfortunately, as he does, he just kind of runs out of room up on the high side. Al Reed's right there on his left rear quarter panel. And as he makes that contact with the outside fence, Al Reed's going to get all that inertia and all that, all that force from the wall is going to lead right down into him. And that's going to shove him right across the racetrack and down hard into the inside wall. And luckily enough for the 15 rider Cameron Combs, he just narrowly avoids that, just barely gets by. You see that contact, hard, heavy damage there to the back end of the 3 machine, and unfortunately, his chances of winning this race may have just went right out the window. As that's a tough break right there, brother. That's a tough break for Al Reed, looking to have a good day. Zach says, been stepping back from streaming and games and just been focusing on my life. Yeah, brother, hey, sometimes that's needed, my dude. Sometimes that is very, very needed. Trust me, I've thought about it myself, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I got way too much on the go. I've built such a great community and so many good friends and everything else that I'm locked into this for a very, very, very long time. I'm not stepping away anytime soon, but yeah, that the life of being able to kind of sit back and relax and enjoy, friends and family and doing things, or even just not doing anything at all, just enjoying yourself, enjoying time sitting on the couch is always a beautiful, beautiful thing. And, we'll take another look at this one. Yeah, oh man, that's heavy damage from the 23 ride as well. Boston Smith, so that is going to be a heartbreaker there for him as well. As you're one of the best streamers out there, man. I appreciate you, Zach. I appreciate you, Mr. Zach Attack, my boy, always coming in showing the love. And hey, listen, you know what? If someday it all pays off and we become, one of the tippity top, whether it's light racing that gets us there or some other game, I'm down for it, brother. I'm down for it. I want to clown around and make content and be funny and make friends and be a part of different things, and I want to start breaking into newer things as well, maybe a little bit more out of my comfort zone, maybe out of the comfort zone of some of my friends, but we want to start making in real life content of golfing and some other stuff, maybe going to the racetrack, but also doing stuff with we want to do some different cool things, kind of like the Sidemen, kind of like Jay Stu, some of these other guys that are big creators over on YouTube and stuff like that. I watch their videos a lot. They're very, very funny, very entertaining stuff, and I feel like me and a few of my good friends, I think we can make some pretty cool content just like that and see where we can take that kind of stuff and build that up too, and see if we can make maybe a different channel or continuously use this channel or everything else. Hot tub streams? I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't think many people would want to pay to see me in a hot tub. I think more people would like to pay me to get out of a hot tub and get back into a streaming room. Is more of it. I think they'd be paying me to put a shirt on, not take a shirt off. Maybe if I had a big pair of honkers or something, then maybe the hot tub streams would be the way to go. But we would be very surprised. Laugh out loud. I probably would be very surprised. Honestly, I probably would be. I was thinking about maybe starting Foot Finder. I don't know. I'm just kidding. All right, well, we got everyone cleaned up, everyone pointed back in the right direction, and we are ready to rumble here once again from Dover International Speedway. As things are about to get wild here once again. The 41 Dylan Carrier looking to try to reenact that exact same restart, knowing that we're going into our first attempt here of NASCAR overtime at Dover International Speedway. He's looking for this big jump again. He's looking to have that advantage down into corner number 1, where he can open up a lead. Hopefully see them duke it out and battle back there behind him, but he's going to have his hands full when he gets that restart, that jump down to the Geico restart zone. As the 41 ride back to the lead here in this one, but here comes Cameron Combs. Combs with a good launch as well, and Corey Crowell is going to trying to follow him right up through. Chris using Corey Crowell door that door here for position number 3. He's contact in the front of the field. The 15 right gives up bump. The 41 washes up the racetrack. Here comes Austin Smith. Smith jumping right up into third here, using that to his advantage. Unfortunately, Muse slides all the way back into position number 5. Now making the move underneath the 41 line as the white flag has been displayed. So for the final time, down the back straightaway, Cameron Combs out in front. One more shot for Corey Crowell. He's not going to be able to get there as Cameron Combs is going to pick up the win here at Dover International Speedway. Corey Crowell gave it everything he could, got up into the outside wall there in the Midwest Motorsport. In that gate number 20 right there, he got up into the outside fence there. Out of corner number 4, able to hang on to it though. They come home in P2, and then Austin Smith jumping up even with that damage into position number 3 here. But it's all Cameron Combs. Late race strategy paying off here for that 15 ride. Drivers coming by, giving him a little congratulations there, a little bump, and cheering him on after a very hard-fought win this evening, and some great moves there late in the race to park himself into victory lane at Dover International Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here. Our race winner, Cameron Combs, as Cameron picks up the win and parks that ride up here in victory lane. He's going to burn down the house here for us and put on a bit of a smoke show. He's pretty pumped. He's pretty happy about getting this dub here this evening. Knowing that this was a big opportunity for him to get a win, lock himself into the championship, and put himself into the history books once again here in the Outcast Racing League. We'll get ready to pull him into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview. Man, what a run, what a drive there for him. I got the 41 winging it. Well, I jinxed him. Hey, listen, hey, the announcer's curse, brother, the announcer's curse. Trust me, usually when I start talking good about somebody is usually when something happens to them. So we'll chalk that one up as the announcer's curse. Yo, Jackie Whaley. Jackie coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream as well. How are you, Jackie? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Sunday. As, man, this race was absolutely amazing. These guys put on an amazing event here for us. And listen, if you guys are just tuning in, you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow or subscribe button as we'll get ready to pull these top 3 up into the broadcast booth for some post-race interviews. Post-race interviews coming right up here as Corey Crowell Cameron Combs still pretty pumped here. He's still pretty pumped picking up that win. He's still burning down the house. He's still burning them off here. These tires, I don't know how they continue to keep on lasting. How are these tires not exploded yet on them? Nonetheless, he's put on a show for us down here on the front straightaway. We'll wait for him to jump up into the waiting room here. We'll get him down trackside to get his words and wisdom here after picking up the win. Same with Corey Crowell, a solid second place run, and Austin Smith so close to victory here this evening and coming home in third. We'll get him up here into the broadcast booth as well. We'll wait for these 3 to get up here as Cameron Combs has joined us. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up to our race winner, Cameron Combs, as Combs picks up the win here this evening. Hey, Cameron, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Gaming broadcasting booth. Once again, do you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Cameron, man, we saw you burning it down as you were able to pull this one off, and you're able to pull the cat out of the hat here. A little bit of magic trick late in this race. I'm not sure if you had those extra tires you were talking about still back there behind the pit wall, and that caution flag that came out late in this race. We saw a bunch of you guys come down pit side. You were down there for an extended period of time where I believe you put those extra set of tires on and you used them to your advantage here late in this race to put yourself up in victory lane.
Yeah, I was getting a little frustrated because I saved a set hoping for a yellow, like towards the middle of this run, and as the laps were winding down, we didn't get one. I was like, oh, come on, and eventually things played out, and yeah, I had a spare set sitting down there. I'm glad I did because it definitely helped me get the win.
Absolutely, as you're able to drive up through those final drivers and into victory lane here at Dover International Speedway. Didn't come without some craziness there late in this race, as we did see contact with Austin Smith and Al Reed. We saw Al Reed go right across the racetrack there, almost clipped you. It was very, very close, and your race was almost over there on that last caution flag as Al Reed was a teammate, but he was about an inch away from tagging your, your right rear and spinning you up into that outside fence there. So luckily enough, you're able to avoid that contact, keep yourself pointed in the right direction, and put yourself up here into victory lane. We talked about it after, you won stage number 1, about these tires and about trying to keep yourself out of trouble. And you were able to do that here throughout this race, and here you are up in victory lane, man. How do you feel knowing that some of that strategy paid off for you, and it all came to fruition here on the evening?
Yeah, I'm just glad it paid off. Usually, it seems like if you save a set for the middle stage, hoping for a yellow, you usually don't ever get the yellow. So it's just nice as the strategy played out. And yeah, I was really hoping that I didn't want to take them guys 3 wide, but I kind of had a feeling that something was going to happen. And if I didn't try shooting it, that I was going to end up getting involved in something. And it definitely worked out. I'm just glad that we kept the car clean and everything worked out.
Absolutely, brother. As you park it up here in victory lane at Dover International Speedway, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
Yeah, I just got to thank Al, Johnny, Kurt. We all kind of helped each other out a little bit with this track, and got to thank Anthony, Casey, and Johnny for having such a fun league to race with. We had a lot of green flag runs today, and it was definitely fun.
Absolutely, a lot of fun out there, a lot of door-to-door action, a lot of passing, a lot of, ups and downs for drivers throughout the day, but to see it all play out and see you work yourself back up into victory lane here was a lot of fun to do, man, as it was looking a little bleak there, not taking those fresh tires at the end of that stage, right, as we were done talking to you, we slide all the way back, outside the top 10, you're trying to hang on to it, waiting for that second stage to end, and luckily enough, you didn't go a lap down, you didn't have to try to battle back from that, and you're able to hang on there, but going through this race, late in this one, even through those green flag pit stops, you're sitting about that 6th, 7th position on the racetrack. What was going through your mind knowing that you had such a good car and a good opportunity here this evening to maybe pick up a win? Did you see this one coming? Did you see this one happen or playing out the way it did? Or did you think this was going to go green flag to the end and put Austin Smith up into victory lane?
I knew we definitely had a fast car. I mean, our lap times were looking pretty good there the first stage, and then second stage, I really didn't think that so many people were going to take fresh tires, so I was trying to save a set for the end, and thankfully I did, but yeah, we fell back pretty quick once the green flag laps started clicking down, and it was kind of frustrating falling back that fast. I mean, I wasn't pushing super hard on the first run. I mean, I was pushing it, but not obnoxiously pushing it, and we ended up falling back pretty far, and after that it was kind of hard because everybody took tires at the end of stage 2, and I was just worried about not being able to make my way back up, but we got back up there. We kept ourselves from going a lap down as much as the field did there, and it definitely helped us.
Absolutely, brother. Well, congratulations on the win. A big win here at Dover. Punching your ticket, making sure that you're solidified into our championship here, as only a few weeks away from getting into our championship rounds. And having this win, having those extra stage wins as well, earning those extra playoff points goes a long, long way. And you're able to get a lot of good points here this evening for our playoffs, and maybe getting pointed in the right direction. Some good momentum being built up here as we get into the middle of our season, towards the end of it now, as race number 9 coming to a close.
Yeah, it's definitely never hurts to have those points. I haven't really gotten many of this season, but it's nice to get them. Nice to kind of help work your way throughout the different rounds of the playoffs, and definitely helps out.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next week as we head to Atlanta, the 2008 Atlanta. I know it's Father's Day, but everyone wants to race, so we can't wait to see you guys back out there on the racetrack there on the 16th, and hopefully we'll see you maybe right back up here on the broadcast booth.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting one.
Absolutely, brother. Congrats again, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep, thanks, Aaron.
Welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Cameron Combs, as Combs comes home with the win here in this one, picking up the dub and putting himself up into victory lane. Now, I don't see our other top 3 here in the Discord. Oh, there's Austin Smith and Corey Crowell. We just need those guys to jump into the waiting room. Someone can tag them in Discord or get them to jump in there. I just can't jump into their channel. Interesting. It'd be nice to get them up into that booth so we can pull them in. Lance Brantlinger says, my computer booted me twice. So frustrating. I would have been right up there if it wasn't for that. Yeah, Lance, listen, you were having a great run, a solid performance all evening long, my dude. A good run all evening long. And unfortunately, right there at the end and throughout that race, seeing how good your car was, how fast you were out there on the racetrack, and then all of a sudden, we saw you just disappear there for a little bit. You came back, and, you were 3, 4, 5 laps down. I don't know how many laps down, but there towards the back of the pack, and that's a tough break and a rough one right there, knowing that you had a good car and a good race here, and you could have put something together and maybe been right up there in contention here for the evening, and fortunately not being part of it because of PC issues and it booting you out of the server definitely hurts a lot. James Garland says, good job, Cam. Yeah, great job there by Cam. Cam with a good run and a solid performance. Chris Mew says, so close, Chris. So close, brother. So close in this one. We do need Corey Crowell and these guys to jump up into the waiting room here. Let me see if we can. Hey, Corey, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
I do. How's it going?
Not too bad. Corey, man, a great run, a solid performance, and a solid drive here for you in this one, man. We saw you pass a lot of cars, battle up through the field here, and you're able to come home with a solid second-place run here this evening and up 13 positions as the hard charger of the day, and being able to come home behind Cameron Combs after a hard-fought battle like we saw here in this one. It's got to feel pretty dang good.
Yeah, I feel bad for Austin. That was definitely his to win. We had a great team finish. It would have been 1, 2, 3. That late caution was hurtful. We definitely didn't need that. But to get a second, third, and fifth, still pretty good for the team.
Absolutely. Definitely a very good team day here for you, and definitely a very good performance by all three of you guys. As Puffenbarger and, Smith, obviously, it was looking like he was going to cruise home to a victory there late in this race. A solid 7-second lead there, and, inside 10 laps left to go. And unfortunately, that late race caution flag coming out and is killing all the momentum that he had there. We saw him trying to battle back up and get through the field. Unfortunately, made a little contact there with the outside fence and the 3 right of Al Reed late in this race as he was trying to get back up into second. Hunt down the 41 right of Dylan Carrier again to maybe see if he can get himself back out in front. Just did not work out his way here, but man, a good run for yourself as you were able to get by those guys up into second. You're right there trying to put the pressure on Cameron Combs on that final lap. Unfortunately, just not quite enough to get to his back bumper to maybe give him a little bump and run, and just not close enough there to try to make a move on the outside or inside there going down the back straightaway.
I'd never want to, give Cameron a bump to move him for a win. Cameron always runs me clean, so I respect him in that aspect. I would definitely run him hard, but not to the point where I'm just going to move him for it. So congrats for Cameron for that win. He was at the right place at the right time. But yeah, this year's been a pretty rough year so far. So finally, I get to have that interview with you.
Absolutely, man. It's been definitely a very rough start to the season for yourself and for the team as well. So be able to come here, have a solid performance, a solid run, leading a lot of laps between Smith and Puffenbarger, and yourself able to jump up there and lead a couple laps as well. It's got to feel pretty good and build some good momentum and confidence here for the three of you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to thank ORL for putting this league on. I know I'm a league owner now, so I know the stress that comes with that. So for them guys to do this and continue this, this far into how many seasons now is pretty cool. And then, thanks to my team for helping each other out, and yeah, thanks for you for broadcasting.
Absolutely, brother. Always my pleasure. Corey, congratulations. A second place run here this evening in a very solid performance, a very solid day at the racetrack, and we can't wait to see that momentum continue to build for you guys, and maybe see you right back up here in the broadcast booth next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
Beauty, Corey. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll get your teammate in here. Austin, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. How's it going?
Not too bad. Austin, man, a very, very solid third place run here for yourself today. But, man, This one's got to hurt just a little bit as that late race caution flag coming out. Kill that momentum late in this race, man. You were on cruise control, a 7-second advantage. Almost getting that checkered flag, but unfortunately not today, as that yellow flag came out. Then we saw you battling, trying to get back up into second there, trying to get to the back to the front of the field here, and trying to use that extreme high side to roll around Al Reed. Just looked like he got a little bit tight up there, made some contact with the wall, and obviously we saw Al Reed then get into you and go around to bring out another caution flag. But what could have been day, unfortunately. Third place, gotta be a little sour.
Oh yeah, that one stinks pretty bad. So I was cruising, got a bunch of clean air, and we kind of called it. We're like, well, here, we're gonna have a yellow flag at the end, and what do you know, it happened. So yeah, I mean, I guess it can't be too mad with third place finish, but regardless, it definitely stings for sure.
Definitely a stinger there for you, but a very solid performance for yourself. And as you were in here, listening or whatever, we talked about the momentum and everything being built up for, not only yourself, but for your teammates and the team. It's got to feel pretty good knowing that you guys all had such a good run and good performance here this evening, and can use that good run and that momentum to maybe help propel your guys, yourselves into, maybe a championship or a good solid, team effort here, in the closing races of the season.
Yeah, got some momentum. We all had pretty good finishes tonight, so we'll see what we do next week. Make a push to the playoffs, and hopefully we can be there at the end.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Austin, a very good run, a very strong performance here this evening. Who would you like to thank for a great run here today at Dover International?
Yeah, mostly just need to thank my teammates. Always communicating, always helping each other on the track. Really enjoy racing with them, and just shout out to RL for putting the league on, and you guys for the broadcast.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Austin, congratulations on the third place run. Hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth next Sunday, and maybe this time no late race caution flag, and maybe see you up here in victory lane.
Yeah, won't hold my breath. Thanks.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the third place run.
Thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher. As our third place driver right there, Austin Smith, a very good run, a very solid performance here in this one, as he pulls himself up into position number 3, joining, joining Cameron Combs and Corey Crowell. They're on the podium, and a very solid run for their team as they come home in second, third, and fifth on the racetrack. Chris Muse with a solid fourth place run right there as well, and very good run late in this race for the 99 ride, and so close to a top 3, and so close to a win there himself. And same with Puffenbarger, and Dylan Carrier looked very, very solid all evening long. Al Reed looked very strong there for quite a while, and he was right there in contention late in this race as well. So a lot of good drivers up at the front of the field duking it out. It was anyone's game there with those late race caution flags, but as the dust settles here at Dover International Speedway, Cameron Combs up in victory lane. A huge congratulations again to Cameron, and huge congratulations to the entire Outcast Racing team as they put on one heck of a show here for us in one amazing race. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for us here this evening. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button. Even if we're not live and you're re-watching the broadcast and you're making it to this point, make sure you do those steps. The like, the couple comments, the follow or share or subscribe all help us grow more and more and more here on the channel, and every like and comment helps push the stream out to more and more viewers, where we can get more drivers, more fans in the stands, and everyone cheering on and enjoying the racing action that we put on here almost on a nightly basis. And we got a lot more racing action going on and building up here over the next few weeks. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in. Can't thank you guys enough for coming in, showing the love, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.